Welcome everybody to Brawlhalla Gaming. The focus is on gaming fun and friends. This evening, you're joining us for our first and hopefully of many hobby hangouts tonight in our meat hall format. I'm going to welcome the guys in this chat here. We got Matt, we got Jason, we got welcome everybody. And I'm your host, Brawlhalla Gaming. The focus. All right, so what's everybody working on this evening? Gaming fun and friends.
I'll start off first. This is Scott. You unfortunately aren't seeing my face, but you are seeing my models. I'm going to be working on some Infinity Japanese Secessionist Army. This is what I'm working on right now, which is I call it a noir style, which is black with some white and a little bit of red. I've got these, what is that, 6 down here that I'm working on, getting ready for Warfare Weekend in St. Louis. So I'm hoping to bring them up to this level here on the rest of these.
Nice. Welcome, Brian. We see you there.
So tonight I'm working
what
on
are you
different.
Working on?
Oh,
what is that working on? We're in live here, guys.
No.
Matthew, what are you working on this evening?
I'm working on different bolt action figures for Chain of Command. I'm working on some U.S. Airborne, and then also just U.S. Infantry. I've got them going different contrast paints to get them the tabletop standard. That's what I'm working on. Mm-hmm.
And Jason, what about you?
Fun. You sound good on my end.
Tin can underwater and a cold.
I'm an idiot.
I am putting down primer on Jason's McCunin currently.
Oh, wait, I'm
So, yep, we'll see how they turn out. Just put black down and we'll do some gray zenithal and some white highlighting and get these guys up.
In other words, Jason is cheating.
No, Jason is making the most of his time, and I have.
I
also have.
Doesn't matter.
What else am I working on?
It's just models.
I have some 10 mil dwarves in front of me that are gonna get the same type of priming, and then I'm working on the Zoska model from Warcrow in a different paint scheme and a proper axe head that I have put on it. Channeling my inner desire for Warcrow.
You probably can hear me now, guys, because my mic is now on. I don't know who you were hearing because my mic.
Well, we were having that issue before, and it was coming from Scott.
No, I didn't hear anything back through though. So, Solly, JP, can you hear me better? Is that better now that my mic is actually not muted anymore?
Just saying no.
Sit for a bit.
Thanks, Solly. Sorry. If you didn't hear me, I'm working on MCP. I got the new core box today, and Will's painting my Bakunin because I suck at painting Infinity models. And my backlog is astronomically large.
Ooh. Well,
I
that's
like
very
the-
nice. I like that you're working on some Bushido there, JP. I think that stuff is cool looking. I've never seen anything with the game though.
I
Bushido.
also did today. I got one of the Warcrow buildings, put a base coat
Oh,
of like a
yeah.
beige down.
We
So,
are
going
on
to-
some Warcrow love for sure.
It's coming.
The
I
rest
wanna
of
be
you guys
prepared
that are
for
out
it.
there in internet land, I think we only have
Shit.
Solly and JP with us.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Solly,
Yeah,
you
it's
working on
fine.
anything tonight?
Did you see Sal? Did you see that he's looking forward to Scott, your costume?
Yes, I did see that. So thank you, Brian. I cannot wait to get back down to St. Louis and have some fun with these guys. So far, I've only played this JSA army in St. Louis, so they will be returning
Oh.
again to be played in St. Louis.
God, did we do a teaser in the St. Louis Infinity group?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Okay. I just wasn't following that one, so I didn't see it.
I like to tease.
I do too.
Gateway Region Infinity players.
Yes, I did not look at that group. That's why I'm asking, because I'm part of the
Solid.
group. I just did not look at it.
Sally's
try
working
to-
on working on digesting a large amount of Korean barbecue.
Mm.
Do not let me know
that
how that
sounds
turns
good.
out because I am not curious. There's a good football game on tonight too.
I'm pretty
Everybody's
sure
awesome.
that he's going to be working on getting the best seat in the house after eating the barbecue.
I think, Brian, I think what we need to do while we're down there, and when I'm down there in St. Louis, is hit up some Daly's barbecue. I forget which area of St. Louis it's in, but it's near my aunt and uncle, and it is really good. It's near Kirkwood. It might actually be in Kirkwood. Super tasty. Do I have? Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm
So
visible
Saul,
on the
there is a
screen.
chance that I'm going, but only if we lose this Friday.
You think you're gonna lose this Friday?
Probably
Well,
not.
we play Cedar Falls, and we lost to them last week, so 2 weeks ago. And we go back to the dome for that game. So
Oh, it's
It's not a
that
guarantee.
team, the team that
Yeah.
like destroyed you in the dome.
we lost 17-14 on the varsity level, so that's not a destroying.
When I say destroy, I mean like you guys lost a ton of players to injuries during that game,
No,
didn't you?
My sophomore team did,
Oh,
not the varsity team.
okay.
All right, chat. Does Carol Danvers go with the short haircut or the long haircut?
Well, I
Chad
say
gets to
short
choose.
because I'm attracted to
What-
women with short hair.
I don't like pixie cuts, so it's not.
Here,
my
well, hold on.
Aaron,
Question for you then: are you going for MCU or comic style?
Ooh, I mean, the paint job's going to be probably. That's a good question because I did the original Captain Marvel in comic book color, but I could go MCU style in the second one and go darker.
So
That
I would,
might-
I would,
Well,
I would answer that question for yourself first.
what
JP
what
said short.
point in the MCU are you gonna play it as?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I don't think that hard.
Yeah, we know.
I'm just saying.
Translation: I don't think.
We know
It's
that
just
too.
I don't go that far into lore in these games.
I was just saying, if you're painting if all your painting has like a certain era or feel of it,
Mine
match
do not.
that.
Mine, I paint
Right.
them so I can play with them.
I play with things that aren't painted.
Oh, sir, we do not see you playing with your dolls.
So, Brian, while that's an excellent idea to go with the glam era X-Men Storm style with a straight up mohawk, I don't think the model comes with that option.
It does not, and I am not sculpting one. So.
Green stuff.
Nope,
Stuff.
I'm not, nope. You can come do it for
Hey,
me.
Hento Bean. What you doing there, buddy?
Did I already do BO9?
Hi, buddy.
Shoot.
Hi. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you're the good one. That's like you.
That's just Matt talking to his dog on chat. Just so everybody knows.
Yep.
He is not talking about his little buddy. So much
If
for
he says
family.
short, by the way.
Where the
You
heck
can
is
just
his
see
piece?
his nose.
There's so much stuff. Ah.
So, you know what?
Where's BO9 at?
I am gonna have to say short hair.
Hey, Layla.
BO9.
Let's read a paint, Jason.
BO9.
Yeah,
It's
it's easier to paint.
contrasting. I'm just contrasting anyway. Oh, there's BO9. That's not what I was looking for. There's always a solution, Saul. There's always a solution.
Excuse me. Sorry. I had pizza tonight, and
It's actually really hard because
as tasty as it
this
was.
football game is actually really good too. So I'm trying to watch it at the same time.
Who's playing tonight?
It's Philadelphia and Miami, both 5-1.
Oh, yeah, that is a good game. I feel like I need a little bit more red in this.
I think I'm gonna move the camera
I just think
way a little bit. There's Jean Grey.
Little-
You can see Jean
a
Grey.
little bit more.
Yeah.
No, because the boots are red too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something on the back.
Whoops.
Like one little thing on the
Dropped
back.
ya. I dropped everybody. No.
But whatever you decide, I mean.
That's better. Let's go to Scott's camp for a little bit. See what Scott's doing. There we go. Let's look at what Scott's doing. He's doing.
Ryan,
he's actually
I
painting.
gotta
That's
tell
way
you,
more interesting than
Paint
me
Battletech. That's what I'm going to
modeling.
say.
Battletech. I think Battletech is the only thing I have where all of my models are painted.
Really?
Is that going
How many models do you have?
Let's see, the 2 starter boxes.
Okay. That's like 8 or 12 each or something.
Yeah, and then I had Inner Sphere Recon Lance.
Okay.
The Wolf's Dragoons box. And some random like single boxes. Like not near as many as a lot of other people, but plenty enough that I can do anything I want.
We gotta vote. Vote for the Brawlhalla boys. Should I work on Infinity, Heresy, or some other third game tonight?
Infinity.
Well, yeah. What do you think we're gonna say, Saul? Oh,
What's
JP
the third game?
JP
Wait,
says
what's the third game?
JP says
I want to say third game because it's not listed in that way. It's mystery. Ooh.
Ooh.
I like a mystery.
Ooh.
Like a magical mystery tour?
No,
No? Not a Beatles fan?
No.
Brian, are you going to
I
play
am a Beatles fan.
Legiones when it comes out?
Magic mystery tour. I have to remember there's like a delay.
There
Yeah.
is a delay. I will learn how to fix that at some point. I didn't realize it's longer than Twitch's, so I wasn't prepared for it to be that long. I have
It just
pretty
means
instant.
when
I
it
have
shows
pretty instant chat
stuff.
for me. So Carol's.
Oh, like I don't look at the chat enough to not have it like I don't look at it live.
Saul says,
It's
"Sorry, you're
kinda
like
left.
8 months late. I sold all my BattleTech."
I know.
Oh,
I already saw
Saul.
that.
You're killing me, Smalls.
So, which we don't know how many. Legio Epic.
Huh?
Is, he says he may or may not do Legio Epic. Depends on how much Patterson leans on me to do so.
I don't even know what that
Patterson's
is.
going to lean on you hard, and he has a 3D printer now, so he can do a lot of it.
Next time you see him, tell him I say hi. I haven't seen Patterson in ages.
Or since Adepticon.
That's ages for me.
I believe he will be at Warfare Weekend.
Yeah, I won't.
I know.
I might.
But that means I can pass the message along.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, we never decided before this started if we were going to talk about the
Be right back.
event at Kennedy or not.
Sure, let's just talk about Kennedy Con in general. Jason, give us a spiel.
He's not. He just said he was going to be right back.
Oh. Jason, you're up. Jason's gone. User has left the channel.
I'm back.
Dave's not here,
talk
man.
About it.
Yeah,
What do you
talk
wanna
about it.
know?
Yeah,
What do you want to know?
talk about Kennedy Con.
Well, talk about it.
What do you want to know?
What is it?
Well, it's a place where we're gonna play games.
Okay, what kind of games?
Wow,
I know. I'm full of information.
man! I set you up with a
Yeah.
softball question, and you can't even hit that. No wonder you're not
Well,
a
I
ball
sucked at
player
softball,
anymore.
so I played softball like you played baseball.
Damn straight.
Drunk and leisurely?
Hey, I stole bases. Lots of bases.
Yeah, but that
Back
was
in the
afterwards
game.
and you were already drunk.
No, in baseball, and that was usually after somebody else got on base.
Okay, so Jason, back to you. What kind of games will be played at Kennedy Con?
All right, so here's the short and dirty of it. Obviously, we put out a little teaser for Mark 6. So obviously the incident is coming back in full form. But we will also be playing 40K and we will also be playing MCP. So 3 different
Potentially
games.
BattleTech.
And sounds like BattleTech. Will's gonna get a little small 350 BattleTech tournament.
Yeah. An AS350 tournament.
Yes. So numbers will depend on once I get the layout, but the goal is to do 60 like we always have for Infinity, and hopefully the interest is there, and we'll bring all the funness back to Cedar Rapids.
The only downside for you guys out there watching, the only downside is because this is a charity event for a high school esports team, we won't be drinking on site
Well, on site
because it's at the high school.
It is going to be at the high school, so the benefit of that is I get the space for free, and it's our gym, which is 3 basketball courts wide, so we'll have plenty of space for all of the titles. I actually have a small gym space reserved as well. So what we lose in adult fun, we will gain in helping my program, and just sheer amount of gaming that will go on.
And we can do the adult portions afterwards
Yes.
at an establishment.
Yeah, at night.
Yes.
Because heaven knows we need another giant game of Secret Hitler because that was ridiculously fun.
We do.
I think I
Was
laughed
that-
so
was
hard I
that,
might have even beat myself.
Was that the last?
That was the last Iowa incident when we were at the brewery or the bar afterwards.
The Irish place?
Yes.
Yeah, and we were in the back room playing Secret Hitler with like what, 15 people.
I was busy then.
Oh yeah, you were doing the G.I. Joe game.
I was playing a G.I. Joe game with Greg Strum.
Well, you missed out because you can imagine some of the people that were involved in that Secret Hitler game and how
Tor being one of them.
Yeah, and how ridiculously funny that was.
That sounds amazing, but at the same time, I was able to play G.I. Joe. So those who don't know,
That was like the first
I
one,
have
wasn't it?
What's that?
Was that like the first one? One of the first ones you did
The
With
G.I.
my
Joe
G.I.
game?
Joe?
at the incident?
Oh, scheisse.
Yeah, it was one of my first
Yeah,
first
go-
G.I. Joe
goes
ones.
with
So, So I converted up an entire Ariadne force for Infinity to look like G.I. Joe. All the G.I. Joe figures from my childhood. And Greg from Minnesota, up in the Twin Cities area. By the way, Greg Strong, friend of the show. He converted up.
I'm going to be offended for you, Brian, because he never introduces you as Brian, friend of the show.
You are also able to do so because guess what? Everyone can hear your vocals.
I know, but you say that to everybody, so that's why I'm giving you crap.
Brian Solomon, friend of the show.
Anyway, sorry.
So at the Iowa Incident Mark V, which was held in 2018, is when we both brought those armies. I actually specifically brought my G.I. Joe Ariadne army to use in the event. Had a lot of fun with them, but Greg brought his Cobra army just for the evening for him and I to, officially get in a Joe's versus Cobra match, which was a lot of fun. Even though he kicked my teeth in, which it's Greg. That's what he does. And we love him for it.
We do. Solly says he's more like the nemesis of the show.
No, not nemesis. He's resurrecting St. Louis.
That's right.
Yeah, he did say today.
Got to get them to come up here.
Tomorrow to Infinity 2020X.
Oh man. Infinity. There we go.
All I'm going to say about that is just keep dreaming.
The question is, who is going to take that over then? Because I do not see Sean running that again.
No.
I honestly don't know how to get the instant back. So I did not play the game as much. Oh, I've played 2 games in the last 3 weeks. So
woo-hoo!
3 games. 2 games.
Two.
Those guys have.
Or did you? Because you and I played one, and you and Scott played one. Right?
Yeah, I was hoping to get another campaign game in, and that did not happen.
No.
It's ending as we speak, isn't it?
No, I just.
Was it that? No, was it that short? Really?
Man, that's short. That fell short.
It was 3 weeks.
It's longer than it was last time, but still short.
I hate it when I drop some glue and realize how much money that was.
Did you say glue?
Yeah, because I've got the Tamiya with the brush plastic glue.
Oh.
Yeah, the ultra thin cement.
Yeah. And I tipped it on accident.
Well, don't do that.
Well, I did.
That's like spilling a bottle of Nuln oil.
I'm pretty sure Solomon, this last one was the last week. I thought it was only 3 weeks. You should look that up for us.
Yeah, make him do it.
Well, I'm busy. I'm entertaining our guests.
He is our guest.
We have 2 guests.
Hey, guests, why don't you come over to the house so that I can make you clean my house?
Hey, I did a lot of work this weekend. My wife might actually like me when she comes home.
Yeah,
debatable.
I feel like that's a stretch.
Wow, guys. Wow.
I hate all of you.
Well, that's accurate.
So, if we're talking about things we did this weekend, I hiked 3 days in a row.
Nice. When are you going to come over here so we can go hike at Swiss Valley? Although it's starting to get cold. You might not want to do that much longer.
Well, I don't mind hiking in the cold. It's got to layer correctly.
Yeah, I'm not going to get that right. I'm old and fat. You think I do things like that correctly?
I did.
You're the paramedic. You should know better.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Scott, and answer honestly. How many doctors do you know that are very overweight, smoke, drink, and then are going to tell you not to do those things?
Mine's
Mainly,
I
they
was, I
all
was
are in
referring
the
to
Navy or
the
the Army.
layering correct. I was referring to the layering correctly, but yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, I know what to do correctly, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it correctly.
I know how to put an IV in the vein. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it right.
No, that I do right.
All right.
All this is telling me is, Matt, just let me die on the side of the road, please.
I can do that. I'm good at that.
Solly says, you challenge Greg, you get the results you get. JP
Dead right
says,
there.
I haven't played since lockdown. Oh, JP, that's been a minute.
Well, we'll fix that, JP. You come back out here for Iowa Incident.
Oh, it's Shattered Grounds ends on the 28th. I could have swore it was only 3 weeks.
That's dumb. I mean, it is what it is.
So we have another week. So I have potential to get another game in.
Cool.
Woo woo.
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay!
Oh man, I don't know what
All
to
right,
do
Jason.
here.
Why did I just? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Thank
All
you,
your
Kip.
models are up to a gray. So I'm gonna let this primer harden overnight.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm doing 5 models at once, which is a much more efficient way to do this. And I did the first model and then went to switch to a different color instead of doing the other 4 models.
Hard to remember that.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
I'm used to doing just one at a time.
I was gonna say, especially if you're not used to that.
I'm used to doing one at a time. I'm trying to teach myself not to because I have to batch paint a ton of these things.
You know what
I mean,
didn't show up yesterday that I was very grumpy about, guys?
What?
Decals.
My decals did not show up yesterday.
Reminds me, I'm going to order. I think I'm going to order the decals from Warlord for these. I'm getting the airborne pack for the bolt action stuff, but I don't
when
know.
you do,
I'm trying to decide what U.S. infantry group to get. I'm leaning on Big Red 1, or I wanted to do 3rd Infantry Division, or
do
possibly
the fourth.
the
fourth.
Rangers.
No,
Well, they only
Rangers
have
are
a
fine.
they only have a limited amount or limited selection. Interestingly enough, because most of my games I'm doing it in Italian theme.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
So I was going to do 82nd Airborne because they were in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the Americans, that's where all of the the Buffalo Soldiers and the Nisei and all that were. I can get decals for those specific units, but I can't get most of the other normal decals, which is weird to me. It seems like, as far as Warlord's concerned, all the decals that they made are Normandy and D-Day. That's it.
Is Hawk just massacring it this time around?
That's what
I
Solly's selling.
think so.
That's what Solly says.
Last time I looked, they were completely dominating.
Well, go Hawk. Good for
Which
them.
you know what? As a original founding member of the Leadership Council in the very first online campaign, that's where my heart is. So I'm okay with them being
I
awesome.
lost both my games also.
Damn.
I have a Rama army sitting here that I need to work up.
By the way, Jason, you're welcome.
Yeah. You and your 410.
Oh my
Solly,
God.
he brought 4 pano tags with freaking 10 orders.
Oh my God! I played that same list again, against that same list. Man, it was bad touch.
It was only 9 orders.
It was show me on the doll where the mean man touched you.
Me on the tag where the rocket hit.
That's yeah. Although I killed the Yodam.
You did.
I don't think I actually killed anything. You're the only one that killed your own thing.
That's because you total controlled.
I did. and I should have total controlled earlier, and I would have won. But I didn't. I immobilized, which was stupid because I'm a horrible Infinity
Matt,
player.
when you do your decals,
Yeah.
you should seriously pick up microsol and microset for them.
Okay.
I
So
forgot.
the microsol or
Mm-hmm.
microset,
Mhm.
so you want to start off with the microsol, and it basically softens the decals more so they contour
Oh yeah.
to irregular shapes,
Contour.
and then the micro contour,
Contour.
and then the set actually
Contour?
softens them a little bit more and improves the adhesion to the model.
Contour?
So,
Okay. Good to know.
the if you
I've
see the stuff
never.
I did on the hunchbacks,
Mm-hmm.
that I used microsol microset, so that's how that went into the ridge on the panel line there
Okay.
on the model.
Yeah, I've never used it on anything, like done that. I've
Yeah.
only ever all my decals I've ever done were just straight up water slide
Mm-hmm.
on
So yeah,
models.
so do that, and then you still want to gloss. You want to gloss over them when you're done, and then do your varnish. You do gloss varnish, and then do matte varnish to
No.
bring them all
Okay.
back in.
Well,
Yeah, I usually
Like I
just
picked
do
it
the
up on
matte
Amazon.
varnish.
A set of the two for like $11 for the set. So
Okay. Good to know.
JP says I
I've
don't
had
know
good
what I
luck
would
with
even
it on
play
the
if I
bets.
played in Shattergrounds.
I have no idea what you just said, Moser.
It said JP said I don't know what I would even play if I played in Shattergrounds.
Well, at this point, Hawk Islam, because they're winning. And that way you're on the winning team.
Okay, guys, so Captain Marvel has two forms in this core set, and one of them is the Mohawk when she goes into binary form.
Yeah, when she goes into binary
So
form.
does that change your opinion?
Yes,
No.
Mohawk.
Well, yeah, but the Mohawk is in binary form, so the other one is short hair or long hair.
Short hair. We already had this discussion.
Okay.
I find women with short hair attractive.
So long hair. Got it.
And I'm going to still say short hair because it makes more sense to me that her hair didn't fully change.
Why are you going for sense, man? Don't make sense.
It just went to Mohawk. That's easy.
I forgot I actually have something to paint tonight. I could keep working on Psylocke.
It's funny you should mention that because this is the model right here
Yeah.
that I use as the base for my Psylocke conversion for my X-Men army.
Oh yeah, that was a cool army too.
I transitioned the head to something different. Yeah, I'm a theme boy.
That's good cider.
I'm dry brushing dwarves.
She gotta look. That seems really off. Let me cut more of this off. That's probably why.
I'm painting up my Americans to look like they're from Saving Private Ryan.
Get me killed, Lieutenant.
No, that would be Band of Brothers, but okay.
Yeah, I'm still gonna get you killed.
Okay, those are gonna dry before I mount them to their little base thingies. So I think I can transition to painting and Infinity thing together. Because while I wait for the super glue to dry, then I can paint at the same time.
Is this the super glue that you spilled?
No, I spilled my cement.
Well, that's cement. That's not glue.
No.
Super glue.
That's the model glue. The special fancy schmancy model glue.
I got 3 core models put together. Yay me.
I'm going to apologize now for not having the model up near the camera often enough because I'm not used to
it all comes with time.
Streaming while painting.
Oh, I'm not even trying to show mine off. They don't look good.
Yeah,
so
I would
I'm-
like to be assembling and painting a Warcrow Army too, Brian, but we're not there yet.
Yes, Brian, absolutely would love to be doing Warcrow. I think the next time we do a hobby stream, I think I will be painting a Warcrow model.
Yeah, if they'll let you.
They will. It was the model that I was given as a demo for Warcrow Adventures at Gen Con. It was a promo
Okay.
model.
You can do whatever you want.
I have one sitting right in front of me right now.
Yeah, that's what he's working
Yeah, how
on.
did you get one?
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one that you converted?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he converted, and I believe I picked up an extra one
Like,
for him.
the game's not even out, and you're already converting the
But
minis.
that's what he does. He can't
That's
have,
how I roll,
nothing
man.
can
I
be
know.
normal.
I'm
Like,
too
so-
crazy.
Will refuses
sit
to
here
play the game the way it was originally designed.
Oh, that is my core ethos.
That is with rules and models.
Well, it's mainly
Yes, ma'am.
scale these days.
Which game have you played that you stayed in the scale and liked it?
Well, Infinity.
Okay, I'll give you that. You have not tried to change the scale of Infinity yet.
And I'll probably like Warcrow is it will probably be that. But I mean, I don't know.
I will say,
It's
when we played Chain of Command
wait.
in 15 mil, I did enjoy that.
I think Chain of Command would work great in 15 mil.
For those of you that
when I
aren't
played-
aware, we went to Madison for a Two Fat Lardies event, and they had a bunch of different of their games: Chain of Command, O Group, Sharp Practice, and a few others. They played Chain of
Gonna
Command
try
in
and
28
retard.
mil and 20 and in 15 mil. That's what he's referencing. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Group O would feel really cool in 6 mil.
Yeah, I could see that
Just
after playing it.
From the perspective of what you could do for the table and things, like where, because in a building, one building, it's a sector. You could make a say like a 3x5 base, put a bunch of buildings there, and have a slot that one unit could sit in. And it's like, oh, hey, that's because one base is a platoon in that game. It would make sense you could have a platoon occupying a set of buildings instead of like just one building.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think the thing is most players that are playing that game are the reason they're doing it in 15
Using-
mil is they're using their Flames of War stuff that they don't
It's a war. Yeah.
play anymore. Same thing with Chain of Command. A lot of the players playing Chain of Command are
They're using
using
bolt
their
action.
bolt action stuff, like myself, because they find that they like that game better. But
The nice
So,
thing is I
I
have a
just say,
lot of
like-
15 mil, so
and you've got a lot of 28 mil. You're okay.
So what? I mean, I guess here's what it seems when I like going to the Two Fat Lardies event. If we're going to transition talk about that.
which was
A lot of
really
it is, hey, I've made this scenario. I have both armies. Will you come play with me? That's what it seems like.
Yep.
It's even in the book. I mean, I guess that's one reason I haven't really jumped on it. It's like I have this scenario. It has these prescribed forces to it.
Yeah.
It's not where it's like
They're not
Infinity,
tournament games.
Warcrow. They're not tournament games, And
No, they're scenario-based
them.
games.
which is why I like them.
so that having that, I guess, that connection to your army, where it's like, aha, this is my army. I put this together myself. Versus this is the units that were there. That type of thing, and that's how most historical games are. And
Yeah, I think part of it, like for me, is I make the army for the scenario that I'm doing. Like that's
Right.
part of it for me. Is the hobby is coming up with the units and everything. That's my 1812 game that I'm working on. Is the Battle of Prairie du Chien. So when
Right.
I'm buying
And-
miniatures and painting them, I'm painting them for that historical event. But
so
is that because you live
I
so
guess
close?
another.
yes, and I've been there and I visited it and all that, and it's just kind of a fun thing for me because It's local history as well as world and U.S. history.
Nice.
I guess another thing kind of on that, and again, this is just me. We're just talking here and stuff like that. It's like when I'm building
Go
this
right around.
exact unit for this exact scenario. It's like, cool.
Oh,
What do
cool,
we do
JP.
after
I
that?
look forward to seeing it. Sorry, JP just said he's gonna post pictures of what he's doing in the hobby channel over on the Discord.
Okay,
I'm looking.
cool.
Can't wait to see it.
Oh, he hasn't put. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's under hobby time. We've got a. Let's see. I can pop this up in stream. Give me a
Ooh, I
second.
like that.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's like, all right, I built this army for this exact scenario. The mileage on things, but
It
I like
depends
to
on
There we go.
like for me with the 1812 stuff. Yeah, but it's for that scenario, but at the same time, it's generic enough that I can use it for other 1812 if I want to,
Right.
or Napoleonic because it was at the same time as the French
Mhm.
English
As-
Napoleonic War. So I mean, I'm okay with that. Same thing with my World War II stuff. I'm painting it based on the Italian theater only because
Mhm.
nobody ever does that. And that for me is with the armies that I bought for Bolt Action, I have SS Germans, regular Germans,
You know,
British, American US infantry, and American airborne. The only place where I could find all of that together consistently was Italy. So I'm like, well, let's do
who
that.
does
then.
paint a lot of Italy stuff?
Tor.
Yeah, but Tor paints it and it looks good. I paint it so that I can stand 5 feet away from it and say, yeah, that looks painted. I will not be as good as his stuff.
Let's get on to Zoska.
And I am okay with that.
Jason,
Yeah.
another point to you. You know what game I did keep in scale at?
Battletech?
Battletech.
Yeah, but you tried to change the scale of that.
No, I mean, all right. I've messed with the scale of the models to make them look a bit more in scale to each other, but it's still 6 mil. It's still playing in that. Was that 1/100th, 1/44th?
Probably 1/144th because 1/100th
Yeah.
is 15, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm still playing in that base thing. It's just getting models to look representative to each other. That's the scale. That's scaling of models in a splicer to print.
One of the things
so
I
it's-
will point out with Battletech is if you're playing Battletech proper with the hex maps, the scale is completely wonky. It's not the
yeah,
scale.
right.
If you're playing Alpha Strike or if you're playing with the rules that are for playing it without the hex maps, then
Mhm.
it's good. Like then it's totally in scale with each other, but otherwise it's really wonky.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean
So-
like because the hexes are supposed to represent different like
Yeah.
distances, but it feels off compared to the scale of the
Yeah.
miniature?
So it's more representative of, think of it like you're looking at a war table. It's like, here's where my guy is, but on the map, it's massive compared to the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I gotcha.
though you want to, one thing that's funny. Friend of the show, Ethan Pearson. He's like, we should be playing this in 12 mil.
What,
So
Battletech?
playing Battletech bigger.
Oh my god. Have you seen some of the stuff
Wouldn't we have
that,
to use like Games Workshop Titans for that then?
No.
There's
Like,
a guy
so,
that did 15 mil.
So a battle mech would probably be like bigger than a tag, slightly bigger than a tag or something like that in 12.
Wow.
Yeah. There was somebody, I swear, I saw online that printed one out in 28 mil, and that was Warhammer Titan size.
Yeah, that's Warhammer Titan size. So, but like, yeah, if you do it in like 12 mil, I think 12 mil is where I would go, or maybe even to 10. 10 mil
Yeah.
is a good scale all around. Like you could get, still not going to play in like Alpha Strike size, but you could play like maybe a Lance
Mm-hmm.
and have some interesting stuff happen.
Speaking of those Warhammer Titan things, if you've never been to Adepticon and you're watching this, there is a game that happens every year. I see it every year, and it's basically a Warhammer Titan brawl
Hmm?
where they're playing it like huge area, like on the floor.
It's
I'm always-
Titanicus, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I'm always fascinated when I see it. I'm never gonna do anything with it, but I'm just like, that looks ridiculous.
Yeah, they. I believe
In a
they're
good way.
playing Adeptus Titanicus, and they're using like
No.
big foam dice, 6-sided
Oh
dice.
yeah, it's huge.
You know,
Because
how
the
much
cracks me
money
up.
the buildings they're using
models
are like
got
as
for
tall as your
Warhammer.
knee.
And
It's a
and
lot of fun.
I find it fascinating because Moser can attest to this. That's Jason. When we were in high school and we used to play our World War II tank game, it was 1/72nd scale tanks, and the ranges were in scale. So you would have like a Hummel, for instance, which was a German artillery self-propelled artillery piece. That thing could shoot over 20 feet in game. So the only board we could play on was we would go in and use the small gym at our high school and set up a table that was gym, like end to end on the gym floor, and play these massive games where you were like your tanks were shooting 15, 20 feet at a time.
That would take
I thought you were going to say
12
the.
hours.
Hey, JP, don't bring that clicky tech heresy in here, okay?
You thought I was gonna say what? Oh
I thought you were going to say on the football field.
no, I mean it was basically like it was we would play on a gym floor.
Yeah, we
We would play for like 2 days.
some games did take 2 days.
That's pretty awesome.
We had massive amounts of tanks. We had like 100 tanks per side usually. And you would, if you were experienced, you could control probably 15 to 20 and be fine.
Nerds.
But if you were new to the game, like 4 tanks would be too many. Like it was hard to control. So you would play with your platoon of 4 tanks, and when they would die, it would be like, okay, here's your next 4. Go ahead and bring them in, and then here's your next 4. And it was fun.
It sounds like it.
Well, it was fun.
It was
until
very, very accurate with
Matt and his brother would start arguing over the rules, and then
every time.
every time, and there would be like all these. It'd be constant arguments about the historical accuracy.
The sad thing was, our arguments were ones where we both were saying the same thing and agreed with each other, but we didn't agree.
So instead of doing that with your brother, now you've moved on to have that exact same argument with Jason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Don't worry, Scott. It'll eventually be you. But yeah, they were fun games, and they were very historically accurate to where it was like at this range, at this angle, that gun would penetrate 155 millimeters of armor. And then it would be like at this range, at this angle, this tank's armor at that location is 160 millimeters, so it doesn't penetrate. Like sort of thing.
Effective range. It was.
Sounds
so
like a lot
complex.
of math.
It was a little
This isn't a role-playing game. This is just math.
Yeah. There was some math, like it was basic addition and subtraction, but then it was just reading some charts. It was like you would look at your gun and figure out the range, and it would tell you the penetration value. And then like the angle thing, you would look at your armor and then figure out, like it would tell you what angle you were at. And then you had another chart, you'd find the armor and the angle, and boop, there it is. That's how much armor it was.
Huh.
But
Somehow
it was fun. We learned things like the British tanks that had little guns were really effective against the German tanks at long range, for the simple fact that their shots would come down on top of the tanks because they were such extreme range. Whereas the Germans shooting back at them were at a short enough range that their shells were coming in straight and were like bouncing off the tanks. My brother used to be the Germans. He'd get so angry that we were killing him with these little tanks.
From far away.
Yeah. Not like super far away, but and they weren't small tanks. You know, it was like a Churchill 7, which is a big heavy tank, but it
Look
had
at
a
it this
little
way.
gun.
It's like playing War Thunder on a board game, on a tabletop.
Yeah.
Because like you would have if you got shot in the turret, you could lose your turret ring, and there's all kinds of incidentals like BattleTech,
Like
only 5 times more.
Yeah. So like if you got hit in the hull and it didn't penetrate, you would roll to see there was a possibility that it hit like a vision port. Well, then you would look, do I have a vision port on that spot of my hull? Yep, I do. Well, then okay, it penetrates through my vision port. So now what damage does it cause? You know, things like that.
Usually a dead guy on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to pay Psylocke, but her arm fell off, so I'm not going to pay Psylocke.
Sounds like that's a problem for her.
She just have one arm. Like the drummer from Def Leppard.
Oh, you beat me to it, Matthew.
I know. Clearly, you used to listen to the Bloodhound Gang.
This is correct. Well, you used to. Still do.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
All right. That's good. Oh, that's silver I'm going to do for right now.
Is that all of? Yay! I get to switch colors now.
My favorite part of doing Infinity models is the game of
gluing your fingers together.
What's Flash and what's not Flash.
Let's play our latest game, Flash or not Flash.
Tell him what he's won, Matthew.
What?
So tell him what he's won.
You've won immediate regret for cutting off a part that was supposed to be there.
Okay, there's no way that's supposed to be there, so I'm cutting it all off.
See, he's gonna win that regret when he realizes it was supposed to be.
I mean,
you've won a chance to buy the model again because you screwed it up in a way that you cannot fix.
Speaking of, now I have 2 Jazz and Billies. Guess what I discovered today, Scott?
What?
I have 2 Deadpool.
He's got 3
as well. Don't know how that happened.
That's awesome.
No, it's not something where like you bought it for your wife because there were times where she was going to use it and you were going to use it at the same time.
No, it's 100%. I bought it a second time because I thought I did not own it.
Well, then I can't help you there. That's on you. I was trying to, make you feel better.
At some point, I'm going to have to start working on my large backlog of MCP terrain so that I can get it ready for Kennedy Con.
Just remember, we call that a pile of opportunities.
Maybe you call it opportunities. I call it shame and regret.
Sometimes I wonder if my wife is like, God, I wish she would actually like go and like.
I think we should all start calling.
Exciting.
I think we should all start calling our pile of shame our ex-girlfriends because shame and regret.
Wow.
Does this arm go on? I think that's where it goes. Why don't they have pictures of the backside? Just drives me nuts.
Which one are you looking at now, sir?
It's just Cassandra Kusanagi. Just want to make
sure.
Can
I ask you a question,
on.
Scott? How come every time he says that you have a picture of the backside of things? Where are you getting these pictures of backsides?
Human sphere?
Yeah, human sphere.
I didn't even think to look there.
My Google foo is very strong. And it usually, because it's infinity, takes me to human sphere.
My Google
curated by Dave Seeley.
My Google
Hold on. No, not created by.
I said curated.
Oh, curated, yes.
Yeah.
What are you working
on
now?
Scott.
Your dwarf?
Yes,
your
JP.
dwarf?
Yes, you should.
So should I should call
right now-
my
well-
Natalie.
Well,
So what I
Jason's-
did,
I'm not gonna
here
go there.
here's the progress of what I've done so far this evening.
Mhm. Okay.
I finished priming all of Jason's model black. Then I did a zenithal of gray on them. Now I'm letting that primer cure overnight
Mhm.
because I've had issues where it kind of if I go to dry brushing too off quickly on it, it will chip
Yeah.
off. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want
Let's play.
to do that. But then I did the same thing to my 6 mil dwarves. Excuse me, 10 mil dwarves. Pardon me, 10 mil dwarves. And I did a dry brush on them because they're small enough that, and I don't
It
really
won't-
care if
yeah.
that happens. And now I am working on Zoska. I did finish the silvers that I want to do for right now. I'm gonna ink her and dirty those up. So the question is, do you think I should go black or should I do like an earthy wash on it and make it look like dirty armor?
On which one? On the
On
Dwarf-
what's her
Zoka,
name?
the dwarf check.
so
I'm-
just so you're
I'm totally
aware,
not doing.
I tend to say with anything fantasy, go brown. Go with the earthy
Yeah.
wash.
especially
'cause-
because she's going to be out and doing Warcrow Adventures, because that's the character from Warcrow Adventures, which means she's adventuring, which means she's going to be dirty.
She's adventuring.
Hey, what if
She's
she has
adventuring.
prestidigitation?
She does not have prestidigitation because she is not a wizard.
Maybe somebody in her party does.
What'd you say about her? Did you what?
Prestidigitation, that is a D&D.
That's the D&D make me clean spell.
Yep.
It does really no other purpose to it.
I'm gonna digitation
Correct.
all over you.
I'm gonna digitize you. I mean,
Although I'd really like to see somebody sometime use prestidigitation on somebody to make them like smell like horse shit in the middle of a bar so that everybody like runs away from them.
Challenge accepted.
challenge accepted.
Don't challenge Scott to things. You know this.
Oh no, I absolutely do. Scott should know this by now that I try to get him to do crazy things in his D&D games all the time.
Right.
Oh,
So I think I'm gonna do an actual mix. I'm gonna do black and earth grags.
What color am I
mixed
going to do?
together.
That's leather. Let's do their skin next, I guess. Nope, he's not under there anymore. Okay.
The silly thing is, Scott, I'm not painting her in a official
was it?
color scheme. I'm going way off the board with it.
Yeah, because her official color is very golden.
Like an orangey gold almost and blue. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm doing stuff different, like I always do.
just
JP said in there in his 3rd edition game that he used prestidigitation all the time as a druid to make him smell like lilac, which sounds about right.
Yeah, but that's a pretty smell. I want
It is
somebody to
pretty.
use it the opposite direction. Like I only ever see people use it to make themselves like cleaner or smell better or any of that kind of stuff. I'd really like to see somebody.
Remove the shit, not add the shit.
Yeah, see, I'd like to see somebody use it like almost like an attack spell, like on somebody else to make them, repulsive, so that like people will go away from them or something. You know what I mean? Or create a distraction by making somebody so repulsive that the rest of the bar is like, oh my god.
I'm on it. Don't worry.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, I knew if anybody was going to do it, it'd be you.
It's amazing as well because I actually do have a sorcerer. Although I don't think I have prestidigitation.
My last wizard that I played was a gnome wizard that was a warcaster. And it was hilarious because he was this tiny little guy, and everybody would always like basically make fun of him for being small. But then he would like cast fireball. And because he had the ability to like mold the spell around a certain number of characters, which happened to be the exact number of people in his party. Like the first time I cast fireball in this like tiny little room, and my DM was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" I'm like, "Oh, you betcha I do."
There's another
I like
Trolls movie.
blew
coming?
everybody up in the room except for my party.
Nice.
He's like,
I didn't ask,
didn't
I
even know
didn't
you
ask how
could
big
do
the room
that.
was. I said I cast fireball.
That's exactly what it was too.
You did
I
it
didn't even know.
you did it to Crenshaw's druid? That's even better. You really should have made it poop smelling.
I miss Crenshaw.
Oh, that would be like okay, so that would be kind of funny. Let's say you're fighting a bunch of like goblins or trolls or something, and you use it to make one of them smell good. So the other ones are like freaking out because that it's an off smell for them.
JP, sorry, bunny humping mud cleric.
Bunny humping mud cleric? Not sure I'm okay with that.
A cleric grew up in the creek.
Damn, I really wanted to paint Psylocke, but I have to wait for her fucking arm to reattach.
Oh, there was our one F bomb.
No, there it
There
is.
it is.
Moser wasted it.
So for those keeping score at home, we wanted to keep this as a PG-13 rating, which means we were allowed one F-bomb, and there it was.
There it was.
Yep.
Just gave it up.
Yep. Way to go.
Way to wrap it up, Fuzzball.
Is that enough red, or do I need more?
Or red.
No.
JSA.
No, that's plenty. Less is more on that stuff.
I see to make sure I've got
Solid
it
says,
matched.
where is Crenshaw these days?
Showing
Chicagoland?
Crenshaw things. Run into him.
JP says he's been busy with
Anytime I'm out there, I
scouts
tend to
and
run
kids
into him
sports
somewhere.
and Mensa stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see a lot of his posts with his kid stuff.
Oh,
And honestly, I know how he feels.
Thanks, JP. More red. Okay. I think
What,
I'm gonna do a little bit on the feet so I can add a little bit more red to the unmounted. I'm trying. Sorry, this is not. Yeah, this one needs a little bit more red. So I think the feet, because it'll transfer over to both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that'll work perfectly.
I will say that the more of these that I paint, the faster they're going.
That's the way that's
how it
supposed
should
to work.
go.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You figured out.
Well,
the
like
art
okay, so
form.
the 10 that I did yesterday probably took me
Henry Ford is very proud of you.
4 hours or so, probably maybe a little more than that to do all 10 of them. But I mean, it was spread out throughout the day because I was working. These 5 that I'm doing, I'm banging out real fast.
Now, Will, the question is of those models I gave you, I left the pins in. I'm wondering how hard it's going to be to freaking get them off of there. I put very little super glue on them though, on purpose.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, that was something I learned the hard way. I based all of my plastic Warlord Napoleonics on the bases that they came with, which were like 4 stand square bases. Well, then all of the games that I need them on single bases, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used plastic cement when I put them on.
Ooh.
So I cannot get them off. Like, well, learned that lesson. Won't do that again.
That's once again. Now you get to buy the whole thing again.
Yep.
No, I
Although now
razor
I'm not
saw
even-
them in half.
That's like the only thing I have an option of is to like saw their feet off their bases. But it's okay because honestly, I don't use them. Like most of the stuff I'm finding anymore is metals and different manufacturer altogether.
Solly
Yeah, that turned
says,
out pretty well, actually.
I wonder if Crenshaw knows that there's a famous Mortificator character in something Chronicles Warzone that shares his name. Can't see because there's a fucking. Oh, there's two. Dang it.
We can't take you anywhere.
Mutant character in Mutant
Put $1 in the
Chronicles
swear
Warzone.
jar, Jason.
Yep, I'll do it. Oh, part of the fundraiser kitty.
All right, let's do some.
I love
Like bear's
Infinity.
flesh.
Put one thing on, let it sit for 3 hours. Put another thing on, let it sit for 3 hours.
Wow, you get it to stick? I only ever get it to stick to my hands. If I build Infinity models, I guarantee I'm going to have pieces glued to my fingers.
You guys are totally doing it wrong.
Use your
Or-
tongue,
Well,
guys.
obviously, I'm doing it wrong. You know me well enough to know I'm clearly going to be doing it wrong.
My main goal is
Yeah,
actually to
yeah.
build enough stuff so that I can clear my closet out, so that I can put more stuff in it.
I like this goal. I approve of this goal.
My goal is I'm
Alright,
going to get
hang
a lot
on.
of painted stuff so that when I get a hobby room, I can like put it out on display. Be like, look at my
You'd have to
cool
have a room
stuff.
for that.
I said when I get a room.
So that'll be 10 years when your kids move out.
No, we're gonna when we move. That's one of my like.
Must-haves.
Well, not yeah. Honestly, the biggest must-have is a wood-burning fireplace.
All right. I think that's all the red, guys. I can now add it to this pile.
Well done.
All right, I'm gonna transition to a little painting. I'm not just gonna paint Jean Grey here, even though
I think you guys have mine up still. Yeah, you do. Hold on then.
do.
I'm going to bring this over then like this.
What time it is? Okay.
So Solomon can see the insanity that is coming to St. Louis.
Alright, that turned out really well, actually. I will go and dry brush a little bit of metallics back on to brighten them up a bit. And
I'm sorry, Solly. I don't remember Warzone. What you're talking about?
Or that Maelstrom one.
What? What are you talking about?
Solomon says, you're all ancient, withered Methuselahs like me. You should all remember Warzone. And then next you'll tell me you don't remember VOR or the Maelstrom.
oh,
Okay, the next step on all of these is going to be, number one, get that hair out of there that's somehow caught in there. Number two
Oh, there you are, buddy.
is adding some ink. Because the ink in a lot of these recesses really gives it that pop
Mm-hmm.
to bring out that, like that noir finish.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I just leave it like this, it still feels a little unfinished. But then if
Yeah.
I like say take, and I think it's easiest to show on Miyamoto Musashi. Like on the Musashi, if I put a black ink in the creases, the pleats of its pants,
Yeah,
it really makes it pop.
I would agree.
So I will have to do that part next.
I am currently putting Plague Bearer's flesh on all of the webbing. These guys.
why would you corrupt them like that, Matt?
Well,
Why?
the Plague Bearer's flesh over this skeleton horde gives it a slightly olivey tone, which for the webbing looks really good. It makes it stand out as separate from the jackets.
Plague bearers? You're not painting plague bearers.
Well, maybe I am. I mean, they
All
are
right,
Americans.
My turn, my camera now. We're gonna play. We're gonna paint some Jean Grey.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me take
Get
a
a
picture and throw it in the
highlighter up.
Discord.
Yeah, I wanna-
Give me a second.
I was gonna say, switch to your camera. I want to see some Jean Grey.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Which ones have I done? Which okay.
Guys, what does VOR stand for?
As of what context?
I'm asking JP and Brian because they're talking about VOR.
Oh,
They're having a little bit of a debate on whether it should be remembered or if it was great, or should not be remembered or if it was great.
The only Warzone I know was the one on the video game. That was great when it first came out.
You know, that might
Right.
be what he's talking about.
Will and I used to play it all the time together.
Oh, I know.
I
Way back
played
in
a
the
shit
day, it was
ton.
great.
When it was still on Verdansk.
Verdansk. Yeah, I played.
Mhm.
Oh,
that.
that Warzone. No, different Warzone.
No, Verdansk. Ooh, that was great times. Good times.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the dwarf so far.
Did you what chat did you where did you put it?
Oh, it's
Hobby
not
time.
an acronym. VOR is just VOR.
See, that shows you how old we are. We just think everything's an acronym.
It also tells you how much I'm, dealing with work. Everything is an acronym.
Yeah, no kidding.
Be a teacher.
When are you gonna quit and come over here to Scott County and work with me?
Oh, Scott works in Scott County.
Yeah.
Let's see, guys. Which brush am I going to go with?
Jean.
I would say that you're right, Moser, because my wife says that all the time.
What, Jean?
I know about teaching.
Oh yeah, it's a freaking every day is an acronym. There's Ippy Dippy and Fooby Fooby and
There's
oh,
not a
fuck.
Fooby. Nice try though.
I screwed that up.
It's a trick. Get next.
All right, that's all that one done. Now what color?
All right. Tell me what you think of the dwarf. I want opinions.
Jean.
I don't know where I'm looking at it.
Hobby time?
Let me
I
go
said
look.
hobby time. Hobby time!
Okay. Oh yeah. It looks very coppery. Are you going for coppery?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go back over and dry brush it with some more of the silverback, but
Mm-hmm.
and then there'll be bits of gold and stuff like that.
Can I
Okay.
get a good freaking camera view? Let's try that. It's like I gotta go a little bit higher.
So what is this dog that JP is doing? It looks like a Shiba Inu.
It does look like a Shiba Inu.
Looks like
Well,
a
it's for
Shiba Inu.
Bushido, so it should
No,
be
that would
Shiba
make
Inu.
sense. It might be a Shiba. Yeah, that would make sense then.
What's that game? I've never heard of it. Or is it a game?
Bushido?
It's a samurai
It's like
game.
samurai. Yeah, it's a samurai.
Oh, I like samurais.
What's what I'm looking for? Skirmish game. They usually have it at Adepticon. Next year we can look at it so you can just see it. It's not something I'm ever going to buy, but I always think it looks cool.
I'm getting my samurai fix with my JSA. So
Mm-hmm.
Just building up yellows, guys. Just building up yellows.
The bane of my existence when I was painting X-Men was yellows.
Yes.
Just saying.
I did
And
not.
then I
I did
learned-
not slap chop this because I knew it wasn't going to work.
And then I learned that painting pink down first
Yeah.
helps
Okay.
tremendously.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I had always learned doing brown, but
Pink.
I will have to try that next time. I don't know what I. Oh, you know what I have to do next? That's yellow is what's his name? The guy that has the face in his chest. This one.
Adam
Baron
Zolo.
Zemo?
No,
No.
No,
Adam-
not Zemo.
Baron Zoloff.
Yeah,
Zola. I know it was a Baron.
yeah,
It's one of them barons.
yeah. I'm a little nervous to do that paint job because it's the first time I've used liquid mask, and I'm really afraid I'm going to go to
That's
remove
why
it
I
and
was
it
gonna. That's why I was
doesn't
gonna,
work.
if I do 'em, I was
I'm
gonna.
gonna be like shit.
I was just gonna paint his face and then put it on. If
I
do
did. I
'em.
painted his face and put the body on, and then I did liquid masking over the clear part, and then primed it. And I'm really hoping that the liquid mask worked.
All right. Did one build up? Now we're
Because
gonna
if
go
it
up
didn't,
to
I am in trouble.
pure yellow. We're only gonna do 2 highlights because I don't care that much. We'll go up to regular yellow now. I tell you, man, these Artist Opus brushes. I thought my red grass one was good. Doesn't hold a candle to this one.
So like regular brushes or
Yeah,
the dry
regular,
brushes?
the dry brushes too, but the regular, the number 2, I got their number 2. I was
Yeah.
I was at their while I was at Europe.
Adepticon?
It is
Oh,
no
in
when
Europe.
I was at
Oh, in Europe.
oh no.
God.
I got I did.
Manchester.
Yeah, I
No,
got
you
the number
didn't get
2
it.
one.
You got it when you were in Ireland, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I was in England because I went to
Yeah.
what's its
To
You're in
the race.
Manchester.
the point.
No, he went to Silverstone to the race.
Yeah, but I went to I can't remember the store name off the top of my head right now.
That's okay.
But they sold Artist Opus, so
Did you
But
get the Series S or the Series M?
I got a Series S number 2.
Okay.
It has got the
Hey,
best.
guys.
It's got the best point I've ever had on a brush.
I'll
Okay,
have to
this
give
is
that a
very
try at
important,
Adepticon.
guys.
Bar
Adepticon.
frickin' none.
This year, when we go to Adepticon, I need one of you to like slap me enough times that it forces me to get one of those hobby
Deal.
holders.
I think we're all going to line up.
Yeah, I know. You know those hobby holders that
Including
have the like
Solomon and JP.
The
ones that have like
the one I have
Yeah.
on the stream right here.
Let me see. Yeah, that one. I've been telling myself every year that I go to Adepticon that I'm gonna buy it this year at Adepticon, and I
Yeah,
never
and
do.
we talked about it, and you didn't do it, so that's a you problem.
I know,
I went and bought it as soon as we talked about it.
and I've decided I need to do that, especially now that I'm old and I'm like I shake so bad. And really, with the contrast paints, because you cannot touch the model with the you know what I mean? Like when you're painting with contrast
Mhm.
paints, because it just ruins the paint. So I keep telling myself I'm just gonna order it online. I'm just gonna order it online, and I know that I never will. So I'm hoping this year when I go to Adepticon that you guys will remind me that I said that, and it'll make me go, "Oh yeah, I guess I won't buy this one model." So
I
that
told
I
you
can
like
buy
4
that
times.
thing. Yeah, but what did I buy instead? Models.
I don't know.
Like that's always
Still
my
buy it.
problem.
You're an
I'm always
adult.
like, but I'm always like, do I spend my money on models or do I spend my money on that thing?
I spent my money
Well,
on models.
And this time, I'm now at a point where I'm not going to spend it on models. I'm going to get that thing because I need it.
It's nice. I like
Hey,
it.
buddy.
I
I
have
think
the
you're also
GW
at the
one.
age where you can buy yourself a nice brush too.
Shite. Don't you dare, dog. Thank you for pushing that. Well, he just sat down and it pushed my chair that's sitting next to me that everything's sitting on.
So just real quick, I agree with you, Jason. I've got the full Series S set.
And I do too. I didn't come with the number 2 though. I didn't get the XL one.
Oh, you got the 4-brush set. Okay.
Yeah. When
Okay,
I did it.
but
Because I had a red grass game one at the time, so I didn't think I needed one.
here's why I don't buy those really nice expensive brushes. I am too lazy to care for them properly.
It's actually, dude, now that I have the brush soap, it's so easy. It takes like 30 seconds.
I have the
Explain
brush
your
stroke. I
process, Jason.
still don't do it.
I do the exact process that's on the website, and basically it's wet your brush, and then go in a circular motion in the soap, and then do it on your hand, rinse.
Yep.
I do it again, rinse, and
Yep.
then I'm good. And then every
and build the point up with your fingers.
2 or 3 uses, I'll do the brush cleanser and the paint purger to get a really good clean. Make sure I get into the ferrules. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do, and they stay nice.
JP, I'm not sure if Gregnards carries that or not.
Well, and honestly, this stuff is great. Have you ever used this stuff, Will?
No, I think I have it. I bought it at Adepticon. And I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, this is like an artist, the Masters. This is an artist brand. It really is nice. One of the things that you can do with it is after you've cleaned it and stuff, you get some of that on your fingers, and then you rebuild your point on your brush with it, and then when it dries, it will hold the point of your brush instead of it getting kind of flayed and all kinds of messed up. And because it's
the artist condition.
Yeah, it's a conditioner that will condition the bristles. Because especially your natural hair sable brushes, I have those. The more you wash them and the more you rinse them, the natural oil that's in the hair goes away.
It comes out.
And then it ruins the brush. So you got to use that stuff to keep it nice, basically.
I haven't. I bought a couple of the artist opus dry brushes there, and I haven't. I've been so worried to use them yet that I haven't done. I've just been using the makeup brushes that I have.
Will, I use them every time I paint.
Yeah.
I use them so much.
But like I said, I know myself well enough to know that I am lazy enough that I won't properly care for them. At which point, then it becomes a waste of money.
I don't know. I'm lazy, just as lazy as you, and I manage. And I think my process is pretty damn quick, and it works.
So typically, I'll just buy new cheap brushes every
Yeah, but the tip is just so good.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch any of the pro painters or how Angel does this, it's all in the tip.
No, I get it. I mean, that's why I have these really nice sable ones, and I use these for when I'm doing fine details.
Yeah, but see, I've tried using the smaller tip stuff. It doesn't work for me because you can't. It's so hard to get enough paint on it. For me, that's just for me.
It depends on your application, what you're trying to do with it.
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you. My hands are so unsteady now that I can't do anything fine anyway. So it's a real struggle for me to get things not looking crappy.
Sorry, I'm losing this.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jason. I will break out the artist opus for your guys.
There you go.
What is that?
I will say the small one, the really small one, it's harder.
What are they doing?
It's hard to use it. It's hard to get enough paint on it to really do its thing.
Your dogs.
I have the large, the medium, and the small.
Yeah, I've got this. I think it's the small. I don't know if it's helps. If you find a good technique for the small, I'd like to know because I've yet to master that one. The other ones
are the dry brushes.
Yeah.
It's just hard to get enough paint on it to do its thing.
Well, and don't you have the special dry brushing mat or whatever
the palette?
you
Yeah, the palette.
Well, it's not really a special
Yeah.
thing. I mean,
I
you
don't.
could do it
Jason
with a regular
does.
piece of MDF if you really wanted to.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm using.
I'm just saying it's better than using a paper towel.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Which
Chad. I'm in
I
a
have a paper
position where I'm
towel.
going lower. I'll go back to Scott because I can't. I've just found that I cannot keep it in the position I want to keep it and be comfortable. So, and I'm not moving the camera, so you can go look at Scott.
No one wants to do that.
We know.
Love you too, Matt.
You're welcome. Oh.
Like I said, so what I'm doing now is just these little EV locations,
Little
just
happy
enough to bring
trees.
up a
Little happy trees.
little bit more of the contrast. Yep, little happy trees,
Happy trees.
just enough. I'm probably only going to do the ink on these other last 4, and then I might be done.
Yeah, I want to finish these 5 that I'm working on, but I don't think I'm going to get there. Although I'm getting down towards the end. Now I just have a bunch of like little detail stuff to do. Like the leather and the guns. Pretty much
The
it.
thing is like I'm painting Gene because I'm like I'm a player, and I did for a couple, and then I played Cable today, and Gene's going back.
Now
on
you're not going to
shelf.
play Gene anymore.
Nope, because Cable's really freaking good.
You got yourself. Nice
I got
job.
myself. Cable's really flipping good.
I basically have the stuff in bolt action right now that I could run a game of Chain of Command that is the final battle scenario from Saving Private Ryan.
You have an
And it's-
Upham?
I have an Upham.
Nice.
So it's really tempting to try to set that up. Because my
Okay,
son
so
is
6
out of practice for 2 weeks before the next sport starts.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah. His football season's over and now he's got a break before wrestling starts. And he's very excited for wrestling this year.
Awesome.
There is another kid on his team that is also a heavyweight. So he actually gets to do something this year. So he's excited about that.
Instead of beating up on the 89 pounder.
Yeah.
Sorry, 189 pounder. For those of you who aren't familiar, wrestling always talks about the weight classes by dropping the first number.
True.
Except for when you're like the size of my son.
back.
Because
I was
he's,
dry brushing my axe head
that's
and it
huge.
broke off.
You say the axe head broke off?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got
Well, at
yellow
the
on
glue
the
point.
purple. Dang it.
That's okay. My model just came off the base, so I'll have to repair that later.
Jeez, we're both having gluing issues.
What weight class did you
Well, I
wrestle,
was-
Scott, when you were
I was
wrestling?
dry brushing it, so.
I wrestled so the last time I wrestled was freshman year of high school.
Really? You didn't wrestle
And
through high school? That's
no,
really
I stopped to focus on soccer year round.
okay.
And boobs.
But the last weight class I wrestled at was
See you, Solly.
120.
Probably already gone, but bye, sir.
Nope.
I was super focused on what I was doing.
So I will definitely say that I am definitely no longer at that weight class.
Yeah. Well, he's 245. So
He's right in the middle of that weight class then.
mhm. Well, at his age group though, he's the top.
Oh, that's right, because he's 8th grade.
Yeah.
What's the weight ranges then for 8th grade? Because I know in high school it goes up to 285
I
is
don't know.
heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that he's basically the biggest kid that ever is there. Every
Who is
once in a while,
this?
he'll show up and there'll be like a kid that's close to his size, but for the most part, he's always the biggest kid there.
I mean, that makes sense. At
That
that
Riley?
stage.
Yeah,
Riley's 245.
he's 6'4".
True.
All right. Gene has been highlighted on the yellow. Hooray.
Nice.
Nice.
Yay for wet pallets. Well, this one needs to get replaced, I think.
All right. Let me take another picture of her and see what you guys think.
Now I know myself to know well enough to know I'm getting close to being done, so I'm going to rush and screw it up.
All right. Infinity model has sat for a little bit, so now we can put on another arm. I've gotten really good at multitasking, that's for sure.
Hey, honestly though, they're the kind of thing where you put on an arm and you come back the next day and do the next arm.
Well, I think I can.
There you go. What do you think, guys?
Now I gotta go look at it again.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta go look at it again.
Okay, the gun goes down.
Looks good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
And you
it
fix
tones
the
back
axe.
up a bit. Yeah, I just glued it back on.
Excuse me, I burped.
I don't have to work tomorrow. Hooray, hooray.
Why not?
Why not?
We have our comp day for our parent-teacher conferences. It's tomorrow.
Wait, you get one of those?
Yeah.
My wife does not. Wife does not. We won't tell her.
Then Marion's got a screwed up contract because pretty much every school district does a comp day for that.
We were just talking about that tonight, that they don't have it. The kids get off on Friday, but the teachers all have to be in their buildings, and it's basically just a free work day for them.
Yeah, you know what happens when we have those too.
Yeah, and nobody shows up to work. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but
our administration is okay with it.
I'm sure there's probably is too, but with my wife being a special ed teacher, she can really use the time. Kind of okay with it. It allows her to get her paperwork caught up.
All right, now I'm going to sit here and hold this arm because that's what you do with Infinity. Sing Kumbaya at the same time.
I believe we've already had this conversation. What you do with Infinity is you glue it to your finger.
Well, I am trying to not do that with Mary Problems.
Well, that's why she's problems. So you can glue her to your finger.
All right. I think I am done for this evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm going to be holding this for a little bit before I'm done.
Come on, I'm almost done. I've got to do the guns. Yeah, I've just got to do the guns.
I could have
left.
highlighted her jeans blue a little bit more, but I kind of ran out of motivation to figure out what the mix was going to be.
Well,
so I
and
tried
I really want to
the
finish these before I clean up tonight,
which
because otherwise
blue
I'm
was
not
it?
getting this stuff back out
I tried
tomorrow.
Leviathan blue contrast for Psylocke, and it basically didn't. There was no contrast to it.
Like, which one? Like, for what kind of shade are you looking for?
I was going darker with her, which is why I did the Leviathan.
Oh yeah,
Leviathan blue, but I didn't realize it's gonna be like Black Templar, which barely. Like,
no, there's.
I should have thinned it before I did it.
Is it Talisar?
Talisar's okay.
No, there's a darker blue that I bought for doing the American. Yeah, it's the Leviathan. That's what I got to for doing my U.S. Continental Army.
Yep. It
needs, okay.
It needs
AWI.
It needs some medium.
Yeah.
To make it effective.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to stop my video
I might as
stream.
well just
Okay.
did Prussian blue and highlighted it up.
Yeah. Like I do all of my
Son of a
MCP with contrast
biscuit.
just because I like the comic booky look that it gives it. Or cartoony, I should say, the cartoony look.
Ugh, stay on, arm.
Okay, that is all of those. Now to do the guns. 2 steps left, guys.
Woohoo.
Yay!
Contrast wildwood on the
Come here,
guns, and then
Insta-set.
the gunmetal gray, and then these 5 are done.
I just did insta set. See.
Oh no, I 3 steps because I got to do the Earthshade wash over it.
Oh,
And
that
I'm
was
done.
Tyreek. That would have been a big catch. That would have been a big catch. Tyreek Hill.
Well, I'm getting my butt kicked in fantasy this week.
Oh, I'm screwed. I have Justin Jefferson, and everybody else is hurt. And yeah, so. And I was like, because somebody let Joe Burrow go, which was, I thought, dumb.
Well, I traded to Riley. That's a painful mistake.
What'd you get for him?
Wide receiver.
Which one?
I don't even remember, but I needed a wide receiver so bad because I had no good wide receivers. And it was okay. It was one of those situations where I was kind of like, you know what? Let me help you out. Because he was struggling with a quarterback.
It's all about winning.
Well, I sort of decided winning meant more to him than it did me this year, so. I had a good, my quarterback's not bad, though. He just had a really bad day today. I mean, granted, he still scored 20-something points.
All right. I'm good to I'm going to wrap up, I think. Finish watching this game.
That sounds like a plan. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah, you guys have
Hey,
a good
guys,
one.
have a good one.
I gotta finish what I'm working on before I clean up.
See you later.
Thanks for joining us. Hey, let's.
We'll have another
Everybody
one.
out there, thanks for joining us with our hobby stream tonight, and we'll do this more often and again, and hope to see you all then.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.
Have a good night.